YouTube says we are live. Therefore, welcome to Worldwide Slot Car Chat on Zoom number 291. I'm your host, Greg Gaub. The gang is all here with Tony and Mike and Gio and John and Jeremy and Wayne and Garth and Rob and Don and Dewan and John and all the other non-Johns, and we're going to talk about slot cars. I have a couple of things to show and tell, but Gio's already got his hand up. Go ahead, Gio.
Thank you. I have the same stuff as the last as 2 weeks ago. That's at 9 o'clock, so in 1 hour I have to go. So I'm gonna do all my stuff now. So gonna start with so this one. So scale auto hybrid M V8, I think, or something along those lines. So Wayne, you should mute one on your device because there is echo. Okay, so I think I showed the picture of which car I'm trying to kind of replicate here, and it's kind of a mix of different the free base colors from BMW, and so I start with the painting the red. So you cannot see much over here, but you zoom in, so I'm starting basically doing the small squares, and then with a bit more some kind of stripes to the squares, and then spray a darker color of red. And so then these basically is the end results, where also I put like a kind of the last kind of shade, the darker shade is based on I use smoke for kind of make it darker. So then I kind of the follow-up is spraying basically blue, so I kind of mask everything again. So these kind of the different colors that I was kind of using for the different shades. So as I say, it's a combination of red, light blue, and dark blue. And so these are the results after spray the 3 different shade of the light blue. And so now what I need to do is to finish this part over here, and this part over here with some darker 3 shades of darker blue, like and then there is gonna be more masking because then I have to do the black and some of the white with the gray, and it's a never-ending job, but I knew what I was getting into, and it's coming okay. I mean, the design is not the easiest to kind of replicate, but as I said, this is going to be just an interpretation. And in case you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to share a picture of the actual car. So this is what I'm trying to do. So what I show you is a kind of I'm not sharing. As a reminder, basically, this is the car that I'm trying to replicate. So I did the red, I did the light blue that is at the tail here, and now the last bit I have to do is this darker blue around here. So on this side, and I say on the other side as well. Do I have a picture? Yes. And then what I to do is the half black of the front, some other black around here. Here, if you can see the white, there is also some gray blocks that I need to kind of replicate. So quite a lot of painting, masking, and spray. Then after looking at the video from Mike from or is it racing, was the last week, right, Mike, that you talk about this Porsche?
Yeah.
So I had these free already in my stash. So I decided to give that with 6 when I make like a a class of 6, so I had to buy the other 9, and now I'm been preparing these these 6 out of the 12. So I don't know you might what you did, but I kind of I'm throwing the front and rear tires, which kind of quieten them down and make it drive a bit better. The bloody rear sport gear, it's always crap with this car. So I messed it up one, so I had some spares. I put back another one, but it's really hard to make a very good mesh, unfortunately. But the tires they took pretty well and they hook up very nicely.
Yeah.
On my electric truck. I don't know how they're gonna last, but I'm not expecting rating these kind of every week.
Did you
But
add
it
any
looks
weight
nice.
to them?
Say again?
Did you add any weight to them?
No, so far no. I tested them like in analog without showing the tires, and to be fair, I didn't need any weight.
Hmm.
Did you put weight on your car?
Yeah, after I put the chip in, I put some weight at the rear. I think about 3 grams, if I remember correctly, and it made a big difference. So basically, you're compensating for the chip weight.
Yeah, but okay, I don't know. I mean, I will see. But usually with this car, especially, I don't like putting any weight. But yeah, I mean, I have to see how others also will like driving these cars. My main concern is gonna be that some people are gonna complain that there are free cars with a big wing on the back, which had a bit of weight where you don't want them. But it is what it is. I mean,
I think
hmm?
I think they've got enough compensatory weight in the chassis that it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, I I agree. But they look nice. I mean, I like. Also, there is a scale up. I think it's doing the 124. I believe. We'll see what kind of cars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, beautiful detail. The nice wheels, nice inserts, and all. But the gears are such pain in the butt. It's too bad that they cannot sort it out, making a nice gear with a nice mesh. Okay, so I'm gonna do also my kind of weekly update on raising beer, if it's okay with you, Greg.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Okay, so GT3 racing, the usual folks basically came racing except for Alex that probably his right hand I think got injured, so I could not make it. So I decided to race only in kind of darkness or dusk, so we're just using the light that is available in the garage from natural light. So when it gets dark, it gets darker. So these are the 5 cars. So it's kind of the BMW is Mike T. This McLaren is Jan. The Acura at the moment is a car that Colin is using. Then the Lambo, the James, and these are on slot Ferrari 296 is my car. So we line up for practice as usual. So we're running 5 minutes of practice in order to warm up tires and motors, and these are kind of the kind of results. If you want to see closer, I mean, it's a kind of not a big deal, just a warming up and cleaning the track from dust. Then went up for 5 minutes qualify, and these are the results. I managed to snatch the fastest lap just, and then James and Colin with the same lap, 7.6, so not that far off from my car, and then Jan and Combi with the DM4. Yeah, to be fair, actually, this is kind of one of the bugs that RCS says is that Colin got the 5.76 first, and then James got the time after him. But I think I think it's kind of sorted out by ID. So basically, James kind of at the end of the qualify was the one that was on top, and given the computers, they only tells the truth, so that's what we went for, and that's how we line up for race 1. So race 1, we did. This is how I end up. So I kind of managed to to finish first, close to second was Colin, then James, Jan, and Combi. So Jan needs a new car, so he's not as competitive as the other two, Colin and James. And Combi's car is pretty heavy, so I will need to do some kind of tuning later on. So it was not that close a race. I think I didn't make many mistakes, and the other were kind of couple laps behind. So this is race 2. For those that know, so we race like 40 minutes race each of these races. This lineup for race 2, and this time Colin got it. So not only, yeah, again, is the Acura is kind of getting, the more you use it, the better I think it's getting, or is getting at driving it. I don't know, maybe 1 or 2, but the lap times are getting very, very close. And it was also like it during the pit stops that it was in when the other were crashing, and that makes a huge difference. James was the second, so I was not able to grab because again, pit stop luck, let's say, because I think it was pit stopping together with or close to Colin. And although I was kind of on the same lap with him, I was still not able to catch at the end of the race. So then went to race 3 with Colin in front, James, myself, Jan, and Mike T. And Colin was a bit too eager on the trigger and got a false start penalty at the beginning. So he actually started. I think there was still like the lights were still on, but he stopped it just after the start finish line and then waited for the green light to go. I mean, he should have like go and do the lap and go to the pit, but I kind of, yeah, for the next time. And this costed him quite a lot, as you can see. So it was like 5 laps behind me. And between me and James, there was not much actually. It was very, very close rating. I think I catch up with him almost at the end. And again, I think it was also kind of the issue was mainly with the fuel, I believe, that he ran out of fuel. And Colin, as I said, because of the false start penalty at the beginning, which is 10 seconds in the pit, kind of was never kind of competitive to or close to the two of us. But to look at the fastest lap that he managed, 5.58, so which yeah is pretty good for that car, for the type of track condition that we have. Then last race is reverse grid. And I this time was like in the pit stops, where while I was doing pits, there were kind of crashes, and I was taking my time to restart the race. And the other guys basically were kind of quite 6 laps behind. I think that's quite a lot, but I think they were getting tired, or I don't know, bitten by bugs because we have a door open, so there are mosquitoes coming in. So they're all trained by me to kind of go and hit the adversaries, especially when they're getting too close. And Colin basically 4th with I think damage points maybe was the main issue in this race, but Anyway, so a lot of changes now, and as I've mentioned before, it's not easy anymore to kind of win these races. I mean, it's kind of pushing the car all the time, 100%, without no respite. Anyway, that's me for this week.
All right. Looking good on that car. Can't wait to see more progress on that. It'll be fantastic.
You are certifiably crazy, Gio.
I saw that bad. Not that bad. It's like I'm finding difficult to find the pattern actually. It looks simple, but then we start looking closer, and then you start looking, man, what's this? And then you start putting stuff up and down. I mean, like the masking, whatever. But the blue one, I think it came pretty good because I was able to create a much more contrast between the three different colors. The red, I'm not that happy, but I just I hope by this week it's gonna be almost over. Also, the weather has been nice because if I wanted, I could do uh, two sessions of painting within the same day. We had like a week that was really, really hot. So like in the morning, masking spray, and then a clear coat, and then let it dry. And we had a temperature like 45 degrees in some of the rooms of the roof if I want to kind of get them really warm. And then in the afternoon I could do the second layer of masking, coloring, clear coating, and let it overnight. Now is again a bit by the temperature, so I'm kind of getting my time. But I believe today I should manage to finish the I mean, at least have a first good pass on the blue.
I think it's great work, and you know you're on the right track when someone calls you crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
I get that all the time.
No, he's right. Gio's right. It's nothing. It's no big deal. It's nothing. It's just a thing. No biggie. All right, thanks,
There's a
Gio.
reason I prefer to paint 60s cars because they have paint color and number.
Maybe a stripe.
Maybe.
All right, John, what you got today?
Well, nothing except that just a quick announcement for the 2 people here who actually care, and maybe the 4 people watching who might be interested. I'm actually going to be posting again on my YouTube channel. In fact, right now, if you take a look, I'm in the throes of editing, which I absolutely adore doing because I know, Greg, you love editing, don't you?
I know how it's such an enjoyable process.
You know what? I do enjoy it because that's where all the storytelling is, and then you can, it's as I told my wife, it's not what you have, it's how you use it, right? So, you just have to take your time with it. But I just thought I'd announce that, and I know I'm catching up on a whole bunch of projects, and it's interesting that Gio was talking about masking, so I'm not going to talk about my masking with someone else's vehicle that I'm working on right now, but that's going to be an episode.
You're certainly not going to show him up.
Oh, hell no. No, I'm doing like 4 stripes or something. I mean, I'm not doing anything that's that psychedelic. And that's why I think what he's doing is fantastic. But to Gio's point, and everybody, please don't hesitate from trying to do something. You'd be amazed at your own results. You can do it. Absolutely.
I'm always amazed at how badly I do something.
Well, you know what? If you did it, it's not bad, and it can only get better. Anyway, that's just all I had to say. So I just thought I'd mention it.
Okay, keep an eye on John's YouTube channel. If you don't,
yeah, it's actually posting on Friday.
Okay, and
Cool.
What's your YouTube channel called again for everybody?
Oh, Scale Car Garage, Fast Sports Scale Car Garage, because it started off with my racing stuff and it's evolved into modeling / slot cars. So,
all right,
and it's a bit of a different bend from what folks here. I mean, I'm not a big racing guy. I just want them to be able to go around the track.
That's okay. We forgive you. All right, I guess it's my turn to do my show and tell, so I will do that. Bitch, come on. There we go. Okay, so I think I talked about this 2 weeks ago. Anyways, this is my temporary solution. This is the eSpeed 32, the controller that Henry made for me based on the work by the dude in Spain or Italy. I keep forgetting which one. 3D printed shell and electronics inside, but there's a startup lag because it's computerized. As soon as it gets power, it takes 15 milliseconds, which sounds fast, but it's just a few inches from the start line. Everybody else gets a few inches on you before your car goes. This is my solution to that temporarily as it is, because they're working on reducing that lag to an almost imperceptible level. But what you can kind of see here is the little USB cord, and there is a mini / micro portable phone charger battery velcroed to the back side of the controller. Niftily enough, it turns on with the press of this button, which turns on the controller, and then I can turn off the battery by holding the button. There it is in its on state of being. And then here is kind of see it's dark blue Velcro, so you can't really see it very well on the back. But I've got Velcro on the back of the battery and Velcro on the back of the controller. So if I'm wanting to not have the lag during a race, then I plug that in and turn it on right before the heat starts, and right off the line, just like all the other controllers. But like I said,
Do you need to turn it off while you're racing, or you let it basically run with the battery on?
I just let it run with the battery on because it's only
Oh.
powering the CPU. It basically plugs into the board. It's the same plug the board uses for when you're programming it, like putting different firmware into it. It's otherwise unused. And yeah, the power is not connected in any way, at least not as far as to the track or back from the track. It works just fine. Couldn't think of any other solution at this point, but like I said, they're working on reducing the lag, so hopefully I never even have to use that.
Do you know how they're gonna do that?
I don't know programming stuff, so they're doing something. I can't. I don't understand the magic, so maybe if Henry comes on at some point, he can explain it. But it's tweaking the firmware in ways that lets it start up faster. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, I thought they were gonna put like a small battery or something, but
No, I'm pretty
okay.
sure. I'm pretty sure it's all changing the firmware so that the CPU boots up faster. And I think you're saying he can get it down to maybe 3 or 5 milliseconds, which is going to be enough for me to not care about. Probably, we'll see. But yeah, we'll have to see how it actually comes
And you
out.
can update the firmware yourself, right?
Yeah, you just plug it into a USB. It's not easy to do. I've done it before. You have to use a special ESP32 flashing program. You got to put the binary files in the right places and make sure they get in the right spots with the right numbers and stuff like that. I've done it before with the Silage controller and other devices that use that same board, basically. So I'm familiar with it, but no, it's not designed to be updated in the field by a typical user, typical slot car racer, not capable of doing this, just as a generalization. But people who are familiar with, computers and flashing firmware into devices should be able to do it.
How do you
Right.
find it's compared to the Silage computer or controller?
The only things I feel like I might be missing on this one from that one is there's no ABS, right? So it's just a fixed brake setting. And some cars I found that to be useful, like an NSR with high bite. I would find that ABS option to be useful on the Silage controller.
Mhm.
But we haven't been racing that, so it hasn't reared its ugly head to have that need. I think there is a version of the firmware that has its own kind of ABS, but Henry said it didn't work nearly as well as the Silage option does. So I don't know. I'm sure the guy who developed it is still doing things, so I expect we'll see improvements as time goes by. But right now it's pretty damn good. It's it feels good. It's got good control. It's got good power, good brakes. a good array of settings, and then 10 memory banks that you can rename so you know exactly which car you're choosing your settings for. It's pretty cool. I'm liking it. Okay, moving on. This is something I have yet to finish my experiments with, but in order to possibly make the GNS tire grinder capable of doing something to silicone tires, these are DIY diamond grit drums made with diamond sheets of sandpaper and then cut, which you could expect is quite hard to do, hence my ragged edges. So basically I had to, the strips are just long enough to go around a slightly oversized 1-inch diameter drum because they're basically like 3¼ inch long strips. So a 1-inch diameter is 3.14159 inches in diameter or in circumference. So by expanding the drums a small amount, which I had to do 4 different iterations of because you can't, the math doesn't work out in real life because of the thickness of the sanding sheet. Anywho, these are self-made using a good contact cement, and then they feel nice and smooth, and I just have not yet had the time to put a pair of silicones to them and see what happens. But I'm hoping, I have moderate hopes that there will be some abrasion to at the very least, do the break-in that Jeremy says improves silicone tires. And maybe this will be a faster break-in type device, if not an actual truing solution. But I've heard even like on a Huddy with a diamond drum, silicones still take time to do any actual truing with. So, like I said, still working on it, still experimenting.
So for the, I've never tried the silicone, but what I heard is that the diamond on the Huddy drum is still too fine compared
Yeah.
to an 80 grit or whatever. It's kind of 80 or 120 grit that should be. So there's a so for rubber tires, I'm just using 80 grit nowadays, and especially like for these what's called Rivoslot tires. I managed to do kind of 8 tires in a couple hours, front and back, basically, right? So which is pretty good. But for silicone, do you again? I'm asking, maybe Jeremy knows. Do you prefer like higher grit, or it should be kind of a lower grit? Because these might be harder, but might be not, might be too fine grained and basically maybe not cutting as quickly as possible. I don't know.
Yeah.
Have you tried
I,
or?
I never true silicone tires. I just don't get good results with it. I'll get like say the center is a little high. You start to true it, you'll start to see like a black smear going across where the almost like the silicone is like I don't know, it's like melting into itself or it's people claim to do it, but nobody ever has a video on how to do it. So I don't know how it's done. If it is, I mean, you can get the edges trimmed off like with a razor blade, but I've never seen good results on truing silicone. But somebody must be able to do it because there's this mysterious rumor going around that it can be done.
Yeah.
Which grit did you use?
So
I use the
dude.
diamond Huddy cutter, but
Oh,
it doesn't do anything, so I just like forget it.
yeah, and
So-
that's maybe the thing, right? Because it's too fine grain. Sorry, Greg.
So my previous experimentation with other types of grit material, zirconium and ceramics and things like that, were with 120 grit for the most part, and those, didn't really do anything different from one another, which is very little at all. Then I tried some 36 grit that I had. I think it was zirconium material, which basically just sliced up the tires, like cutting it with knives was basically all it did. So it wasn't truing, it was just kind of damaging. For my experiments, I got a 4-pack of different grits. So this is what you're seeing right now is 60 grit. I have not yet made drums of the other ones because I figured at the very least I would try this 60. I don't know if it goes lower than that. You could probably find something maybe lower than that, but I figure if 60 doesn't do anything useful, then the other ones probably won't either as far as truing. So yeah, I figured I'd start with 60.
Have you even had a silicone tire against it yet?
As I said earlier, no, I have not. Do you have any suggestions, Wayne?
No, just get on with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll do it right now. You guys.
Real time.
As soon as I have done it, I'll definitely report back, positive or negative. Like I said, I have moderate hopes. I'm being highly moderated of myself. I don't have high hopes. I have very low expectations and moderate hope. And again, that hope is mainly to do just kind of that break-in, not necessarily changing the amount of material on the. I'd be really surprised if I successfully changed the diameter of the silicone tire in any appreciable, measurable way.
Do you have 80 grit of this diamond sandpaper?
No, I got what it came with was 60, and I think like 100 or 110, not the normal 120, 240. And then it was
Oh,
like 200 and then like 600. So
I wonder how this stuff is gonna work on G25 or some of those more
yeah,
difficult tires.
I'll also try it on rubber, regardless of how the silicones do. I'm trying silicones first, so I start with nice, clean, fresh diamond. And then I'll do some rubber. But I expect it doesn't feel like a 60 grit, like 60 grit, 80 grit feels pretty rough on other types
Yeah.
of material. This feels more like this 60 grit feels more like maybe a 120 grit, just to the fingers. So we'll see what
Also
actually.
by the look, actually, it looks like
Yeah,
120, 180 or something like that. But I
yeah,
like that there are these grooves between the diamonds, let's say,
yeah,
or the yeah. And so maybe this would allow for cooling of the tires when you are chewing them.
maybe.
So
It does say that these are designed to be done wet, and I also noticed on pre-made diamond grit drums of various brands because I searched for those and they're like you can get them, but they're like $60 per drum. Whereas 4 sheets, the variety pack of these was like $30, which gets me 8 drums that DIY 8 drums. So definitely cheaper this way. Not going to be a stock drum on the tire grinder, but if they prove to be useful, then I could make them for people for a reasonable amount of money for
one
this.
thing that I've seen people doing when they kind of cut stuff for uh, like sandpaper or whatever for drum is to cut diagonally instead of
Yep. Yep.
horizontal. So that may be something that you might want to think.
It would require a larger sheet to be purchased. These were basically just barely large enough to go around with a straight seam.
Oh,
So the
okay,
sheet would have to be
yeah.
much larger to do a diagonal seam. Yeah. That's what they call spiral band because it's the seam is diagonal, so it looks like a spiral.
Mm.
That's generally how it's done, yeah. And I absolutely would have done that. But like I said, this shit is hard to cut. Like I'm pretty sure it's a metal screen mesh that's holding these little diamond bits in place. And obviously those are not individual diamonds. Those are just little diamond shaped areas of the diamond grit. And then there's some kind of metal mesh and then a backing and stuff. Anything you use to cut this is going to get ruined. So basically, I just took out the most messed up blades and scissors that I had to try to cut these. And even with that, it still did this kind of jaggedy edge situation. So maybe like a Dremel grinding disc. I'll put the oversized drum on the machine and then get it going, and then hold a Dremel to the edge to actually cut through to trim off the extra. I'll actually probably try that on these, because these are, as you can see, this is the printed drum right here, and this is how much longer it is, because the sheets are, like I said, like 3¼ inches long by like 2 1/8 or 2 3/16 inches wide. So I cut them down the length of them, and then made two drums out of that one sheet. But if I can't make the edges clean, who cares? Hey, it's DIY. Deal with it. You try to clean it up. I'll sell it to you like this. You try to make it look pretty. Who cares? All right, I'm done with that. I got Club Corner to talk about, but I'll do that later. Dewan, you got some new stuff? You gonna do an unboxing here right in front of us?
Exactly. I hope I can handle through it because I'm trying to fight off some spasms. I just got out. But yeah, I got a package from Electric Dreams. I can't not remember what I bought, so I'm gonna find out.
So it'll be like opening a
I've been
present.
gone for 2.5 weeks.
He's probably got a knee in there.
I'm sure there's. Oh, I did wrong.
Oh, really?
That's about the
I
most
have
dangerous
no
way
clue
to
what I
open
got.
something.
And my
Choose the
bandwidth
most
is
dangerous way
really
to
flaky. I hope I don't seize up on you guys.
you got spasms, and you're opening it up with an opened up scissors.
So it's gonna be like killing himself.
Don't spasm with scissors. Oh, something big.
I did get another package from Electric Dreams when they had the MR slot cars. I got a couple of those. That may actually be what part of this is. You know what? I think it is. If I'm not mistaken. I think I did. Where I got 3 cars, and yeah, I just got some revamped of the. Oops, I froze up. I got a revamp of the
Shadow.
Shadow. Yeah. And let's see what these are.
Your internet
I just-
connection is really dodgy.
Oh, my very first Thunder slot. I never bought a Thunder slot.
Oh, that'll be a pleasant.
I just think it's great you're sharing Merry Christmas to me with us.
Yeah.
Exactly. And this is my
Thanks,
second
Santa.
Thunder slot. So these are the two, these would be the two big things. I never had a Thunder slot, so that's why I take advantage of those.
Yeah.
I'm freezing up, so I'm going to take my video off again.
Well, you'll have fun with those Thunder slots. They are fantastic.
Yeah, that's what it was. Okay. All right, gentlemen. So
All right.
just wanted
Thanks,
to do
Dewan.
that.
Anybody else got any show
unboxings.
and tell they want to do? You can just do this if you want. Okay, go ahead, Dale.
Yeah, just a real quick update on some progress on the stock cars I'm trying to build. This is the 59 Chevy coming along. It's made from a plastic kit. So it's all
Dale,
painted.
sorry to interrupt, but that looks really good.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's coming along nicely. Still got to put some clear coat. I got to do some chrome trim work too. That's
Well,
gonna
you know
be
what?
fun.
I mean, if I may interject, the way it looks, I wouldn't clear coat it, because in those days the cars were not shiny.
Well, I know I'm not clear coating it for shininess. I'm clear coating it because these are kind of a cottage industry decals, and my understanding is that they're very, very delicate. So they need to be protected. I mean, when I put them on, I mean, they're thinner than tissue paper, so there's not much to them. So the clear coat, maybe I'll use a semi-gloss clear coat, but you're right. These cars were not made to be show cars.
The other thing to keep in mind too is that if you leave them the way they are, you'll get some natural rub marks.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that's true. And on the underneath, the oxygen chip is installed, ready for prime time when I get to put it on the track. So that's that one. And another one I'm working on is a Revell monogram stalker, and it's got a chip installed in the original Revell monogram chassis. So making progress there, and the body for that one is, this is the monogram car. And I don't know if you may recall, a couple of weeks ago, I was kind of whining about the fact that I didn't have a bumper, that I needed a bumper. So I just, this car, I got it used without a bumper. So I took one off of another similar car and made a silicon mold for it and cast one out of resin.
Hey,
And then I
well
just
done. You're my brother. Well done.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it turned out pretty good. I painted it just with some crayon shiny paint, and then I made it a little shinier with some of this product, which I understand is not available anymore. It's a powder that you just kind of rub it on and rub it around and polish it. So yeah, it turned out pretty decent, I think. This
Are you kidding? Well, first of all, Dale, I think that's fantastic. And again, another exposition of, if you find something like at a swap meet or something, don't be afraid to buy it if it's missing a few parts. You can make them yourself.
Oh yeah, I've been buying some junk stuff off of eBay. I like getting that junkyard stuff because it's cheap and gives me something to do to fix it up.
So if I may
that's all I've
suggest,
got. Huh?
if I may suggest something, so when you were handling the decals,
Yeah.
did you find them breaking up while you were putting them on the car?
No, they weren't breaking up, but I was extremely careful. I used to be building highly decal cars that were European 43rd scale models from starter, from Provence Mélange. And a lot of those cars had very intricate decals work. And they're very, very thin, very, very fragile. And so I just kind of learned how to do it very, very slowly and very cautiously. And I was able to avoid damage. So it's not easy. It's very time consuming. You got to put your strong glasses on, and you either have to have no beer or enough beer, and to relax your hands, and so you can do
I
it.
got to tell you, if you're coming from 1/43rd scale to 1/32nd scale, that's like 1/32nd scale is nothing for you now. That's huge.
Oh yeah, it's huge.
Yeah,
it's
but
fine.
yeah, so what I was saying is that if you have then, I mean, so you have experience with the putting decals. So, when the decals are kind of fragile to handle and need extra protections, already when you move them from the film onto the model, you already feel it, right? If you feel that they are not that fragile, then don't need to kind of cover them with what's called with the clear coat. So I buy some from some of my decals for racing. We buy them from Germany, from Poland, and they're very, very thin.
Yeah.
And you would say that they are kind of fragile, but they are not. I mean, we did a 24-hour racing with just decals and no clear coat, and they basically kind of survived the 24-hour race.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you want to kind of protect them, go for it. But otherwise, I think if you feel that they are kind of easy to handle, let's put it this way, then I would leave as they are. And then also with the chrome, so you said that you want to also put chrome now on the car after you.
Yeah.
Well, that one I would be more kind of cautious about it because you might mess it up. So, but. Yeah,
the
I mean,
chrome
I would have put chrome at the beginning instead of after the decals, but
yeah.
By the way, Dale,
for
congratulations on getting the Oh, sorry. Sorry.
I was just gonna ask Dale a quick question on the features of the oxygen chip. Once you put the slotted oxygen chip, is it completely dedicating the car to be digital, or is it a way of switching the oxygen the digital on and off with the slotted oxygen chip?
Well, once the chip is installed, I can either, if I don't want to run it, I can either take it out and just connect the wires back to each other, the wires that go from the guide to the motor, or that's what I've done so far. I've just taken the chip out
But
or I disconnect
there's
it.
no switch like the Carrera digitals.
No. If you want to do it or undo it, you got to mess with the wiring
Yeah,
or take it out. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, thank you. I
The
want to know
other
that.
the other thing also for the first car that you showed, the chassis, which is slotted HRS.
Is what?
So you showed like no picture, but you showed video the underside of the first car. I think you are using
This one?
yeah, I have yeah.
Yeah.
So if I were you, I would put a bit of tape where the chip is kind of the exposed part. You never know what can fly towards the chip and basically burn it up or damage it.
Yeah, right.
Just so yeah, although there is Captain tape, I mean, still better to kind of have it kind of covered and just expose the minimum part that is the infrared LED.
Right. Yeah.
And I was just going to say, Dale, congratulations on getting that Firebird model. I can see it over your left shoulder there.
Oh, oh yeah. I haven't messed with that yet. I've got to get all these stock cars done, and then I'm going to start working on a bunch of Trans Am cars, and that'll be one of them.
Wow. And I got to say, there's something about the United States where you can buy a bag of popcorn that's bigger than your head.
I thought it was a dog food actually, that he was kind of giving feeding his dog. He said it's for him.
It's like, man, that's a big bag of popcorn.
All right, thanks, Dale. Looking for any other show and tells? Mike, you want to do something?
Sure. Let
Go
me
for it.
share. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. We had just the three of us this week. So we had 3 ghost cars, including one that switches lanes, which got interesting. Both Shiggy and Joel are a little bit upset with all the ghost cars. They tend to get punted off a little bit, but I've insisted, and so far we've done it. Our first race was British touring cars, and I had, as is my wont, I take the slowest of the 3 cars and try to beat them. And I came close, but no cigar in this one. Shiggy got me with the 330. He became faster and faster as the race wore on, and did a number on me. So that was the first race. It was good fun though. And the second race we did 60s, mid-60s racing Porsches. And I gave there was a big difference in these cars, these particular cars. The Carrera 6, the number 58, was the fastest of the 3 by far, like 4.5 tenths faster. So he got a fuel penalty, which he didn't like much. So, but being the fastest, he was doing a hurry ups too much and ended up with a lot of offs, and that's what cost him the victory in that. We were pretty even on most of it, but I ended up about 10 laps ahead of him at the end because he had gone off so much. But it was good fun, and you can see even it's 14 laps even. So, but it was times where you can see the difference in the race times, the fastest lap time. The 8.2 that he did was not indicative of the car's potential. I was doing 7.8s and 7.7s with it when I tested it, so it was a pretty quick car. But it was good fun. We all both enjoyed it, or all three of us enjoyed it, and had a great time. So that's
Mike,
all I
so
got.
you have a truck call with
PC lap corner.
with PC lap counter, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So do you manage to kind of stop the clock when you have a truck call?
You can do it either way. If you're doing a timed race, you can stop the clock. It's an option.
With the truck call, because
yeah,
you can. There is the option is when you pause, stop time. But pausing and truck call are not the same thing. Because we didn't manage.
Yeah, I'm almost positive that you can stop it because I've done it already. Somewhere in there, I'd have to look and see where it is, but I have found that you can stop the clock at the track call. There's an option there.
Okay, because I didn't manage.
Yeah,
I mean, I clicked the box, when pause, stop clock, but it does not work because the pause and truck call are two different things. Pause is when you hit the pause on the software. It's not the truck call. But anyway, so maybe next time, we can.
Yeah, I'll look for it and see if I can find it. I remember doing that. So, but most of the time we run lap races anyway, so it's not. That's why I don't look for it a lot. So, but it was a good time. And then last night I raced 124th cars, and Shiggy had been nice to me and set my car up for me. And when I got there, Walt, the guy who runs the track system and the setup on that, it was the last night they were using these particular tires that they had discovered that work really, really well, but they kind of screw up the glue stuff that they spray on it. So consequently, it was the last night, and he bought me a set of tires, and I thought, well, that's great. I did much better than usual. Shiggy had tested the car ahead of time and had a 4.1 second lap, and during the race, I did 3.89 after the change of tires. So I was quite happy with that. I had a few more mishaps than I wanted with some of the guys, and I had a pretty good battle between one other guy. I finished a lap and a quarter behind him, and just at the end I got knocked off, and that's what cost me. So I finished fourth and felt pretty good about that. Shiggy won it, and Walt was second, and Ed was third. He usually runs one of the cars set up by Walt, who is by far the fastest on his own track. So, he's got home field advantage. But it was the most fun I've had with the 124 scale racing in a long time, because I felt like I was competitive, and the race was mine to lose basically. Although I discovered I cannot dive into the corner that's called a dead man quite as far as Shiggy can. That was demonstrated aptly by a couple of offs. So, but it was good fun. We had a lot of newbies. We actually had 3 kids that were there and 3 more newbies that hadn't raced much before at all. One of them was his first race. And luckily they got a separate race because the crashing was pretty horrendous. There were a lot of crashes on that. So I was happy to race with the big guys for a change. It was good fun. So that's all I got.
All righty. Mr. Kit, what you got?
Well, it seems you guys are talking about racing and inspired by Dale, and it is the time of year for asking for stuff. Dale, you got to get this. You'll love this. You got to get it, man.
Oh,
It comes to speed creep. What is it?
Redline
Redline
7000.
7000. It was directed by Howard Hawks. All the costumes were done by Edith Head, starring James Caan, Mariana Hill, George Takei. Oh man, it's a crackerjack bad film, but the footage from the NASCAR stuff is really, really cool.
Okay.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
actually engaged Fred Lorenzen's team at the time. So it was all Holman Moody stuff. And then they
Okay.
like sort of, it's a typical bad Hollywood racing movie, but it's neat to
Yeah.
see the NASCARs. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it's
Don't,
I
and
think
I've been,
don't forget the Revell slot car track in the middle of the race, in the middle of the
Oh,
movie.
you don't think? Spoiler alert!
Oh.
Gee,
I think that's the
man,
one where the
I was
announcer
trying
says,
so hard. So
Oh,
hard.
okay. Sorry about that. I didn't realize it.
Damn.
I've
That
been
I think
watching
that's
a
the one
lot
where
of,
that
I've
that
been-
is the movie. That's why you'll watch the movie, is for the track. Dewan's absolutely right. Yep.
I've been watching a lot of YouTubes of early NASCAR racing from the 50s and 60s. So, some of that stuff is it's incredible. Some of the stuff that those guys drove.
Oh
And
no,
the way
it was
they
really
drove the
incredible
stuff.
when cars would go over guardrails.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they'd be flying over. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But the great thing about the era you're doing is that they did a lot of road racing as well. Like they turned right and left.
Oh, yeah.
So
Well, I live about 50 miles away from the original Riverside Raceway, and
oh,
I had been there a couple times as a kid. So that's part of my inspiration to do these 60s vintage stalkers.
yeah. And Gurney was the king of that track in a
He
stalker too.
was the
Yep.
king. Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I don't know
John,
if
I
you can
think
see
that's the
I don't know if
movie
you can
where
see the
they,
pic. I was gonna say, I don't know if you can see, like we're doing over the shoulder stuff, but that picture's when I got to hang out with Mr. Gurney at the Toronto Indy one year.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah, yeah, he was a really, really great guy. Yeah, I basically it was all happenstance, and then I asked him how does it feel being the only American to be win a Formula One race as an owner, constructor, driver, and he looked at me and
Yeah.
asked me just like, how old are you? Like, what's wrong with you?
John, I think that's the movie where the announcer said we're on lap 400 of the Daytona 500.
Yeah, something like that. It's great. Yeah, it's so bad. It's good. It's that I don't know how else to put it.
All right, I guess it's my turn to talk about racing. So I will kind of share this while I talk about it to make it more easy to understand. If you are subscribed, you might have already seen this video uploaded yesterday. This is the video of me running digital slot cars for the IROC race for the Analog Club because we were at my track on Monday. And I did my best to make sure that this was as similar as possible to how we run normal analog IROC, which basically means each driver rotates through the cars. And because of the way I had to set this up, it kind of required us to shuffle the cars at the end of each heat and stuff. And because I know it's going to just be a crash fest with these guys not being used to sharing the lane and changing lanes and stuff, we used my 3D printed Glickenhaus hypercar set. So that's why you see these plain colored blobs on the track. So red, yellow, white, blue, and white 3D printed Glickenhaus cars. We ran with the oxygen system. So most of the guys don't use slotted controllers. So they were also unfamiliar with the controllers. But usually by the last few heats, they've all just kind of gotten their head wrapped around it. And if you watch the whole video, it starts off a few seconds into the very beginning of the first heat, and you'll see it's for the first several heats. There's just a whole lot of crashing, but then you skip towards the end, and you'll see a few heats with a lot less crashing, which is always nice. As far as how things went. I'm not going to make you watch the video, but this is the finishing order, except not, because as you can see, Vic and I got the same number of laps. He was actually a few inches ahead of me, which you can actually see on the video because he comes out. White is the car that you stop racing on, and he did all his things in a line, and he remembered where his car ended up. And so when I was doing my last heat, he was watching how many laps I was getting and where my car was, and he knew before we were done that we were going to have a tie if I didn't come off, and to remember, where my car was so we can break any ties. And yes, he was right because he's like a human calculator. He knows how long things are running and how many laps everybody has. And Eric and Pat are actually switched as well. Eric was also a few inches ahead of Pat on the track at the time. They were in the race, in that final race. So you'd actually see where they ended up on that final heat. I can only assume that PC Lap Counter made this determination based on either average lap or best lap or something like that, because I know it doesn't do sectors or anything like that. You basically you get what you get, and this is what it says the winners were. So the 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 way it's shown, if that was their tiebreaker, that's why I got first place rather than Vic, even though he was ahead of me. But that's what it was. And then we finished the night with our Revo slot racing. I did not do terribly well, but I did not finish last. Ironic because it was on my own track, but I don't race on my own track between races on my own track. So, and I didn't even do any warm up with my car that night. So, I took me a few heats to even get reaccustomed to my car on my own track. I did not record that, but Russell did. So if you're subscribed to Russ's Russ Paver's slot car channel, then I'm sure he'll post a video of the entire night, including the digital and analog racing, if you want to watch that.
And Greg, for your digital race, the IROC race, how many drivers do you have on the track at the same time? Will it keep you to 6?
Just 4. I can do up to 20 if I really want to go crazy with it.
Yeah, with oxygen. Okay.
Yeah, because it's oxygen. And I have 6 of those cars. But until these guys get a little bit more acclimated to the whole digital thing, I kept it to 4. It was plenty.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the night, it's like, okay, well, we could probably get a couple more cars on here, but I'm not gonna make them start with 6. Maybe next time.
Does oxygen support ghost cars at all?
I think PC Lap Counter has a way to make a ghost car go around. I just haven't played with it very much. But it's going to be based on how the software works. So I don't know.
Okay.
There is an autonomous car firmware.
Doesn't Mike use his oxygen for most of his races?
I use SSD most of the time, but I do have oxygen. I have separate cars.
Do you know if the oxygen works with the ghost cars at all?
Yes. Yes, I have worked ghost cars with oxygen.
There you go.
Cool. Okay.
Slotted also has a special firmware for the chips for an autonomous car. So you don't need software. You don't need a race program to be doing it. It basically records your lap and then plays it back. Kind of like the Scalextric Pacer or the Scalextric Digital with the previous power bases and RCS 64 and stuff. But
so those go faster.
You have to.
And records the
it
whole
goes
session
faster. It records your lap, but in order for it to be consistent, you got to be very conservative with your driving, right? You can't go deep into the turns and then come hot out of the turn because the timing almost will never match up perfectly. It resets every time it crosses your start finish line and starts playing back that lap again. And if your car even slides just a tiny little bit more than it did when you recorded it, then the timing gets all messed up. So you have to be really conservative with your recording of the lap. So, speed up in the straight, but slow down way early and then keep a consistent speed through the turn and, so on. So it ends up not being very competitive unless you put a magnet in the pace car so that it can be faster just at a consistent speed, in which case you might as well just set it at a fixed speed to begin with.
Yeah, I actually find with ghost cars that fixed speed works better.
Yeah.
Because especially since the ghost cars that I have have magnets in them. So they're quicker through the corners. And you can set in PC Lap Counter, you can set the lap time for the ghost cars with SSD. With Oxygen, what I do is I will take a regular control. I'll use a Scalextric ARC controller with the software change for Oxygen, and set it with a screw at a particular point, and I can adjust it that way for the speed, and then it just runs around the track, and it's operated with the track calls and everything. So, but if you use a regular programmed lap from when you put it in there, the ability to pass the ghost car is diminished, and it makes for a really tough race. Having had 3 ghost cars, I can tell you that bottling them up like that can be really interesting, because you get a few 2 or 3 laps where you're sitting behind them and you're just like, I can't get out of the way. Get them out of the way, and you have to sort of wait for there's just a slight differential and then dive between them. So it makes for racing that's got a little more interest, but can be frustrating for the people driving.
To follow up a little bit about what Greg was saying, that Oxygen system records a lap that you drive, and it records it. It'll record a lap. It'll record up to 15 seconds, and it calls it quits. It won't record any more than that. My track doesn't fit that mold. It's a little bit long, and the best lap time that I've seen around my track is a little over 18 seconds. So I've had to resort to running them the way Mike is talking about. Just set the speed and make sure the car has a magnet in it so it can get around some of the hairpin turns that has magnetic braid. But to answer your question, I think, Dewan, the Oxygen system, there is a system for running ghost cars that's built into the Oxygen components. So you can use it, I think, if you're running less than 15-second laps.
Great. Also, saw a video earlier this week about the guy that was running an all ghost car race. 14 cars on there, and
how many?
14.
14.
So that's what I was wondering. And it was a Carrera track, so I'm just wondering. I thought that there was a limit of no more than 8, even with ghost cars with Carrera. So he must have been running Oxygen or something similar to that on his little Carnage there.
Do you remember anything about the track? Like, was it a NASCAR oval, or was it
was posted by this guy named Stan Davis, and it's pretty old, I guess, because it's got over 1,000 views, so I'm sure it wasn't something that was put out this week or anything. Stan Davis.
It's possible. See, the way that Carrera works is all ghost cars are car ID 7, so it doesn't actually track the laps of ghost cars. So they're just running around being traffic. They're not actually counting laps. So it's possible that he had his system set up so that he just had just a crazy number of ghost cars running around. But yeah, that's worth if you remember anything more about it, and we can try.
I actually have the video right here in front of me.
Oh, well, can you paste a link to it, or?
I told you about my bandwidth, but I'll see if I can do it. But yeah, that was very, very interesting. Let me share. Screen 1 with sound. And it actually has not come up yet. So my bandwidth is just this too shaky, I think. I'm gonna try it anyway to see what happens. Can you see it?
Yep. Okay, so this is on
14
Facebook.
cars. Yeah, it was yeah, well, no, I forwarded to Facebook, but I don't know if it might have been on YouTube. I can't remember. It's got 14 ghost cars.
Yeah, with the like button, that's a Facebook post.
Okay, okay. I couldn't remember. I have to do so many things.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing that. The main thing with that, and he's talking about his track and stuff. The main thing with that is that Carrera, the standard Carrera control unit has an like an 8 amp limit. So if you have a bunch of magnet cars, starting off the line at full throttle, a lot of times it'll overload. So I think I even asked him in the comments, is there anything particular you did in order to make it possible to run that many cars without overloading the control unit?
And these are 124 scales as well.
Yeah, and they take even more power. And
Exactly.
unfortunately, he never answered me, so I don't know how he managed to do that.
Yeah.
Most people in this situation would have the control unit complaining the whole time because Carrera even says you can't run 6 cars. You got to only run 4 124th scale cars.
124. Yep. So that's why I was wondering if he was actually running Carrera or if he was running oxygen. That's part of what I was building up to.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Carrera, but he's got some
Well, the
modification.
track he is for sure. And okay. So anyway, I guess you can stop this share because I don't have
And
enough there.
Okay. And he probably has the anti-collision
Yes.
boards, the lane changers.
There's anti-collision on all the he has 10 lane changers with the anti-collision on all of them.
Yeah, that's a project and money. But
If he's got all of those cars, running as one identity, then he's clearly cleverly lined them all up so that the naturally quickest one is going off the front of the grid because there was field spread.
Yeah.
Nice effect though.
Yep. Looked really cool. All right. Mr. Bob Bellamini's got his hand up, but no video. What would you like to talk about, Bob?
Well, I got called away on a business call when you were talking about your tire grinder modification.
Mm-hmm.
And here in Cincinnati, we primarily run silicone.
Mm-hmm.
And I have PCH sells an adapter for the Huddy that uses a sanding drum. And I also have an old Whiteway, I think it's Whiteway tire truer that was designed to use the sanding drum. And you can get different grits like 80, 120 and so forth. And it actually works really well for truing silicone tires.
Is there any special method that you use as compared to rubber tires?
Well, you do keep it clean, as you're truing the tire, whether you're using, I use oil, believe it or not, I use CRC, whatever, 212 or something like that. And it does very good job. And they come out very smooth compared to the diamond. So I got called away for a few minutes, but I wanted to comment on that. I'd be interested to see how your adaptation works. Of course, you're only truing one tire at a time, but just wanted to mention that.
Yeah. Well, thanks for giving me a little bit more hope.
There you go.
I haven't heard anybody suggesting oil, but the sanding pad brand, the information you get says, they're designed for wet sanding only. And I even saw I mentioned this earlier with the sites that were selling diamond drums as opposed to the sanding pad. Those also said, they have to be done wet. So I'll probably start with just water just to see, because silicone shouldn't really need to worry about cooling so much, but just to kind of have
and that CRC is actually like an electrical contact cleaner. So yeah, so it does work really well. You could use alcohol, but I just find that works well, and then cleaning it occasionally doesn't hurt either. So
getting the debris off of the drum, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the additional go for it.
There you go.
We'll see what happens. All right, anybody else got anything they want to talk about? The floor is open. All right, Jeremy's going to have to whip out one of his topics. You guys don't make him do it.
Okay, well, that was
All right.
hurtful. All right. All
I
right.
wanna
This will
know-
be a question for each user here in the chat. What slot car is your white whale that you still have not been able to get a hold of, but you want?
I don't even
Now I
have
can
to
start.
answer
Mine's
that
very easy. I was gonna say mine's very easy. I'll start. Mine's the Tom's Castrol Revo slot Toyota Supra. Finding it for under $300 to $500 these days is just not possible. So
Wow.
nobody's getting rid of them, and they're not making any more. That is mine. Tony Petrucci, you'll have two of them. What is your white whale car that you're looking for?
Don't know.
Oh boy.
He's been able to get every car he wants.
Yeah, he's probably got two of them already. Greg, go ahead. What was yours?
I haven't tried anything at the moment.
Well, you all know I'm waiting on John to finish up his work on the Porsche 935 Turbo Martini #4 with the round fenders and the big wing and the slant nose. The only car that no manufacturer has ever made in 1/32nd scale.
So your white whale has been spotted in dock of your neighbor. A guy in this chat has seen the white whale. All right.
Yeah, we've harpooned it. It's on deck.
Yeah.
We're just waiting to actually just carve
It's
it
got to
up.
be processed. Okay, I got you. Mike Maurer, what was your?
Well, I have two. One of which is a harpooned white whale, the RSK that John is in process with, and the other one is a W196 Mercedes 55 GP car. The one
That's a slot car.
Yeah,
That's a slot car already. Who made it?
Yeah, Car Tricks.
Cartrix. Okay. Yeah.
Well, while I'm at it, Mike, any interest in a 1955 300 SL?
Yeah.
Boy,
Look, we're bringing people together here.
I am the Captain Ahab of the slot car world. It's just wonderful.
Yeah, you still
I'll-
haven't found my 57 Ford yet, though.
Let's
Oh,
save
that's
you for
right. You
last.
got that
John.
one too. Yeah. Well, here's what's talk about that. There are so many cool cars from like 1955, 56, and 57 that would be that just are great subject matter. Like that Plymouth, which is in process. That I think I showed that to Dewan because he's interested in having that as a stock car. The 56 Buick that just came out from Atlantis. That's really cool. Make a great slot car. The 56 Ford F100 that I'm working on. So yeah, it's an interesting era of cars.
Yeah, I'd actually like to. I've never seen a model of a 58 Ford. I like the 58 Ford better than the 57, but the 57 was actually my first car. So
there is a model of the 58. It's Gunzi Sanjo. It's the retractable.
Oh, really?
That's a 59.
Oh, is it a 59? Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
It's pretty close to the 58 though, isn't it?
No.
Well, no. The 50. It's closer to the 57, but it's got different rear taillights.
Oh,
and
okay. Sorry,
dual
my mistake.
headlights.
Ah.
So it took the basic front end of the 57, put dual headlights on it, and then changed the taillights to a much more sort of an oval shape with two rectangular kind of rounded rectangle taillights. So if you look up the 58 Ford, I have never seen a model of that. So
okay, hang on. That's interesting. Wow. Okay, hang on. 1958 Ford. Okay, let's take a look here. Is it a Fairlane? Is that the one you're looking for?
yeah. Well, the Fairlane or the Skyliner is fine too.
Oh, here it is.
They
Yeah,
have
now
57, 58, and 59 Skyliners.
Right, it's got the dual headlights and the big toothy grill. Oh, it almost looks like a Buick. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You have to show a picture, John, because nobody can see
Share.
what you're looking
okay.
at.
I'm sorry. Hang on. Let me just download this photo
Yeah,
for you.
none of you guys are old enough to have seen them in real life.
I cut the grill out of one.
Yeah,
Back when
really, no kidding.
we
Eh?
needed a grill for our Crosley DSR, D Sports Racer, and that was perfect. That the grill
Oh,
material.
really?
Yeah, it was in the
Interesting.
junkyard. So
Hang on. I think I have a photo here for you. Alrighty. Just reduce that. Open this up. Hang on. Let me just share this for you, and let me just see if this is the one you're looking for. Then, Michael. That's it. That's the one.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah. This is a 4-door. It was the first one I could grab, but
Yeah, well, mostly the models were 2-doors.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
although I have found a 57 Ford in a 4-door model, but I haven't been able to find any 2-doors.
I did.
You did. You evil person, you.
Oh,
Yeah,
I think that just went to the back of the queue. Oh,
I think there's an old Revell kit of a 57.
that's the one.
hardtop.
That's the one I have, Dale. That he's salivating over. Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah.
There's one on eBay right now.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, go for it, Mike.
I almost bought it for my stock car collection.
Uh-oh, you know what happens when there are two bidders in a room? Look out. This is like
I
Terry
know.
Jackson City, baby.
Never announce what you're bidding on. Never announce it.
All right, let's get back on topic here.
Oh,
Garth.
sorry, I'm sorry.
No, you're
Well,
fine.
we were talking about
Keep
well,
the
hang on, we were
conversation
talking
going.
about white whales, Jeff. Yeah, we were talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
white whales.
Yeah, Garth, do you have a slot car that you want, but you haven't been able to get a hold of? Garth's a big conversationalist today. No. Okay. Dale, you have a car, slot car?
Mine would be, hang on, mine would be ones that are not made yet. Okay.
That doesn't count. So, all
Okay.
right.
Sorry.
Dale, do you have a slot car that you've been chasing that you haven't been able to get a hold of?
Well, yeah, but it's in the category of a body that's not made yet. It's
All
a
right, moving on.
It's a 64 Pontiac Bonneville or Catalina. And the reason I want that, I want to add that to my stock car collection. And the 64 is what was driven at Riverside, I believe, by Roger Penske. It was one of his last driving efforts before he became a team owner. So I've talked to the guy. I've gotten a lot of 3D resin bodies from, and he doesn't make them. And if anybody would, he would be the guy. So I'm looking for one. I can buy there's an AMT kit in 25th scale of a 64 Pontiac, but it's it's the wrong scale. So I've avoided that one.
All right. Courtney, or should I say owner, do you have a slot car you've been chasing that you can't get a hold of? That's your white whale.
Yeah, so I'm looking for a GT3 car that finishes first in the proxy. I've been looking for one of those for a long time. They are produced. I just can't produce one.
There's a guy in Czechoslovakia I heard has one. You can talk to him.
I heard that. I heard that's the rumor. But
It's fast,
the idea
too.
of the proxy is to build your own and race your own skills. So it's a challenge. But
Gotcha.
the only one I did finally get it. This has been a while ago. I really have zero shelf queens. But my favorite, I mean, I'm a Porsche guy through and through, but I saw a Lamborghini Muro when I was, I don't know, 13 or 14. And I saw another one again. I got to sit in person in 03. And I just think those are the coolest cars ever. And I finally found an auto art one. And it wasn't too bad. I think I only paid $60 for it. So
That's not bad.
I'm looking for winners.
Well, Courtney, I have your Porsche right here, 997, and there's the chassis.
I saw that. And I saw that little 050 motor. I like that.
All right. Is Don, are you still there? Are you blacked out on the screen? What's going on? I think Don stepped away. Rob, do you have a white whale slot car you wanted but can't get a hold of?
I'm such a new person to the sport again. I don't have anything in mind. I do have only about 8 cars. My brother has about 130, and I like playing with the Pioneer Legends modifieds and painting and designing custom chassis for that. And I do have a 908 Porsche my brother just gave me for Christmas, and I have a Revo slot GT1 and a little bit of everything else, 917s and Lolas, but I'm really not on the hunt for anything special.
Gotcha.
If I could go
Dewan,
next.
what's your white whale?
Yeah, I actually have three, and this is my top priority. Would be a 1968 Camaro Z28 with the blacked out front end. I know Pioneer had a couple, but I want street cars as well. I don't want. I really not. I'm not into racing cars, so I like to have that as a street car. A couple of colors of those. That's to this very day is still my all-time favorite car that I've ever seen, that I've ever wanted to own, actually own. And the other two that I would like to have would be a 63 Chevy Impala, or it'll be an Impala, 4-door. Again, these are just complete street cars. And the third one would be a 2011 or 2013, I can't remember now, BMW 135i convertible. And
Don't
these are
think I've ever
and the
seen those in a
purpose of
slot
all
car.
the purpose of all these are cars that we've had in our family, and I'm like I mentioned before, I'm going to be creating a diorama of my life, my neighborhood, etc. So these are going to be cars that'll be around the track that we used to all own in our in our family. So
So that's not a white whale. That's a pod of whales.
Yeah, I thought you said one car, not
yeah.
three.
Good
But a
enough.
63 four-door, nobody made a model of those, that didn't exist. No one had a desire to make any of those, except for lowriders. Well, actually, they just did all the two-doors, but the four-door Impala 63, that's what we had in our family for years.
Nice.
Dewan,
John Weber, are you there?
Dewan,
Nope.
is
Yeah.
that the car? Is that the car you're looking for, Dewan?
Oh,
No,
show
that's a
me.
68. He was looking for a
No, that
78, I think. Weren't you looking for 78?
no, I want a 68 Camaro.
Oh, a
68,
68.
yeah.
Okay.
It's a
68
Ain't that what
Camaro.
this is right here?
It's a
Pioneer 68
69.
Sunoco with the black
And
roof.
I know the Pioneer made several of the 68 Camaros. Let me see the front
Well,
headlights.
Dewan, don't you have a Revell 68 Camaro? Because
I
Revell
do,
made them.
and I do have that. I do have the matter of fact. I think I have my kit that I got when I was a kid. It came with like 8 interchangeable bodies, and the one that they came was a yellow Camaro, 1968 yellow Camaro, and that's where I got my affinity for that car because I wanted to have it in real life. And I'll just tell you this little corny story. I was 10 years old, and I just figured that the cars, whenever they come out, you can go and get that car anytime. So I figured when I grew up, I would go out and buy that exact car right out the showroom. I never knew that they changed cars every single year. And I was so disappointed. I was so crushed when I found out that the cars change every year, the different models and things like that. And I said, oh, I have to get an old used one somehow, some kind of way. But I really wanted to get a brand new 1968 Camaro when I was old enough, because I was only 10 years old at the time. So
You could
learned
probably
something.
move to Cuba and get a 68 out the showroom door or floor right there.
No, it was actually 58 that they cut off
Oh, okay.
American. Yeah, sorry.
I know they just drive all old cars over there.
But to your
John,
point,
yeah.
Jeremy, I'm sure there's a little old lady somewhere, probably around Pasadena, who has one in her garage with like 300 miles on it.
Sure.
You never know.
You never know. John Weber, do you have a slot car, white whale, that you're chasing but haven't been able to get a hold of?
Yeah, I'd say a couple of them. I just really haven't chased them that hard, but I'd like to have them. And they're both Scalectric. Um, this Formula One Alfa Romeo Brabham Alfa Romeo with the fan car. They call the fan car. It was a car that had a ground effect fan in the back, kind of like a Chaparral 2J.
Doesn't Scalextric make that one? The red
They
and blue
do,
one?
but it only comes in a set, and I ain't
Oh.
buying the crappy Lotus that they made. The Lotus 99, I think that is the.
Well, you do have to keep your standards. I understand. You don't.
Yeah.
John, I think it's the Lotus 79 actually.
Is it? Okay, whatever.
Yeah, that
And
won the
is
world
that a-
championship at 78,
crappy
which is why
Lotus.
it was such a crappy car. Yeah.
John, you got to find a Lotus fan that would split the set with you.
Yeah, I was going
Huh.
to say, if it's
Okay.
the wide side pod car, I would split it with you, John.
Well,
And,
my
and
understanding
take
is
the
that
Lotus because I can make a car that I've make a set for the guys I'm running with.
my understanding is that Lotus is one of the more recent cars. Electric put the guide flag behind the front axle.
Yeah, but
Well, you
I
shouldn't
would
have said
change the
that.
chassis anyway.
Anyway, and then the other
crap
one
is
would
it
be
was,
the Scalectric Dan Gurney's V12 Gurney Westlake Formula One car, 1967.
Ooh.
Oh,
I have one.
you haven't got one of those, John?
No,
Oh,
it's never.
It's a great car.
yeah. It actually runs really, really well. Like I popped the magnet
Yeah.
out and put urethanes on it. It runs very, very well because it came in the set, the first Legend set with the Lotus 49 and the Eagle.
Cool. Yeah, maybe I'll have a better opportunity, but right now it's not a good time. So
Yeah.
that's good. Good.
Good
That's it.
deal.
That's all
Thank
I have
you.
at the moment. Yeah, thank you.
Wayne, are you still there? Do you have a white whale slot car?
Ha! Not one that's
Do
ever
you-
been produced before.
Okay. Do you have it
It's,
under 15 minutes?
It's currently. It tell you what it is. It's a BMW hypercar, and you've seen it in the show tonight. It's the one that Gio is currently painting.
Oh.
Okay,
Well,
so
you might
the
play your
chassis
cards right,
for
you might
that-
get it.
I'm sorry.
If you play your cards right, you might get it from him.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
there's
I'll-
a subtle hint being, Christmas time and all.
Yeah.
I'll get to race it at the very least.
Well,
Why is it
offer
a
him
white
some
whale?
offer him
It's
some
easy to
money. You might
find.
be able to get it.
The chassis for that car is exists in the virtual world at the moment. That's the white whale. It's been planned since last June. It's actually, I think it's just been ordered, and it races on the 24th, 25th of January. So it's really, really tight timescale. But I think that's ordered from China from a. So yeah, it's a white whale, but it's not a slot car that exists. That's been difficult to attain. It's one that's equally difficult to attain, but never existed until this month.
All right, and we've all seen it. Cool. Jim Rose. Jim Rose.
Yeah, different person. I do have
Yeah.
one, and it is a white whale, and it does
Okay.
exist, but extremely hard to find now. The first car that I owned as an actual car was a Lotus Europa. So I want this. Somebody in Germany he did a bunch of resin bodies probably 10 years ago, and he actually made this, but I have not been able to find one.
In 1/32, he made it.
In 32nd, yeah, they do exist.
Okay.
I've seen them on Home Racing World. Some people bought them back when they were available, and I did not or wasn't aware of it. So I know it exists, and I would love to get one of those and put it on a Racer Sideways, probably a Porsche 935 chassis, because I would guess it's about the same size, and race it. So if anybody out there would like to help me with my Christmas wish, that's what I'm looking for.
Well, that's what this segment is for, making dreams come true.
Lotus Europa Group 5. It was made by Zaxby's. It was basically a Capri with a motor in the back. And I think it only ran like 2 races, never worked, broke. I think I don't think it ever finished either of the 2 races it ran. So it's kind of unique and rare, and it still exists in real life. Somebody has it, and I don't know if they bring it out and show it or try to run it in vintage or not, but that's mine.
And what version did you actually own? You said you owned.
I didn't hear your question.
You owned
said
a real
owned-
version?
No, not that. The first car that I ever owned was Lotus Europa in 1970.
Cool.
It's a
How long
typical Lotus race car outside of Formula One.
Yeah, well, it had
Almost.
nothing to do with Lotus. It was built by Zaxbyed,
Yeah,
and
got it.
you know, they exploited the rules. It was a mid-engine car. It didn't have anywhere near close to a stock type motor in it. It was Group 5, kind of anything goes. So
All right.
It's a nice looking car.
Yeah, looks good. Phil, are you online? Maybe not. Tom, are you on?
Yes, I'm here. Not a problem.
Okay, Phil.
Sorry, I was muted. I've been around this industry long enough. I really don't have anything that I haven't got, but I think I could probably start auctioning some stuff off because I'm pretty sure I've got one of those Europa kits somewhere that Jim's looking for.
It's a Christmas
And,
miracle. We've done it. We've done it.
Yeah, but I'm going to upset you because I sold my Revo Supra Castrol earlier in the year. I put it up on eBay and got about $300 Australian for it. And I could also upset Mike as well because I've got a Cartrix Mercedes here as well. So it looks like I should start auctioning stuff on this bloody chat every week.
Phil,
Yeah, no doubt.
all I can say, Phil, is thanks for taking the heat off, brother. Appreciate it.
Well, I'm a bit like you, John. I've been around, as I said, this hobby that long that I really don't have any white whales. I've managed to either mold or buy or, you know, print stuff that has been unable to get. Yeah. So,
Right.
no, I'm not much help.
Phil,
But I am going to go and move off my backside and go and see if I've still got that Europa kit just to annoy Jim.
Phil, you wouldn't happen to have the Porsche Formula One car from Cartrix too, would you?
No, it's the one I didn't buy, Mike, because it doesn't really fit into what the Cartrix cars that I have. I have one of each of all the others, mate, but I didn't bother getting a Porsche because it was the wrong period. But I sort of, because I had some Porsches that I'd resin cast in 32nd scale for the old VRAA Road Proxy series years ago, I didn't bother. Yeah. So,
I'm looking to do the 1.5 liter Formula One series with the Sharknose Ferrari and the Porsche and the Cooper and that.
Yeah, well, we run a series every 2 years. We call it the Tasman Cup, but it's based on the 1.5 ton cars, 1.5 litre cars, and but they're nearly all scratch built with slimline motors in them. Yeah, brass scratch built chassis. So yeah. All right. No, other than that, no, I don't have any white whale. Sorry, mate.
No, it's okay. If you bought everything that came, if you did what Tony does and just buy 2 of them, you have one to race and one to sit on a shelf.
No, not that much. But I've cleared a lot out because after I had my heart attack, I sort of realised I had too many cars.
Tom, or who is F Coach? I don't know.
Well, Tom put his white whale in the chat. He says HO scale bug eye sprite is what he's hunting for.
All right.
Well, I can help I can help him with a 1/32 scale bug eye.
Yeah, I was gonna say John's got 1/32 taken care of.
Nice. What chassis does that fit under, John? Or your own chassis?
My own, yeah, our own,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. And who was left? F Koch. Who is that? Any idea?
They're being mysterious.
All right.
Well, hang on. You didn't ask me.
I didn't?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought. No. John was talking, but he was gifting, but he wasn't receiving. So go ahead, John. What? Oh, I didn't ask Craig either. But John, what was your white whale?
No, get Craig first. First. Sorry.
Get Craig's back. Craig, do you have a slot car white whale that you've been looking for but just haven't got a hold of yet? Craig, you got to unmute yourself.
Yeah, I have one car I want.
Okay.
Lola Thunder Slot Blue Mario Andretti Edition. I've got all the Lolas, closed and open cockpit, but I'm missing that one car.
I don't even remember that one. What was it? Lola.
Thunderslot Lola.
Yeah.
The open cockpit blue Mario Andretti car.
The light blue one?
The blue one with the pipes on the top.
Yeah.
Oh, number 21.
That could be. I don't remember the number, but
Okay.
that's what I'm looking for.
It's kind of like the Chevy C-Ring blue.
Yeah, it's got the Ford logos on it because it had the Ford engine in that one.
Okay. All right.
Before we get,
I don't even think I've ever
to
seen that one.
John, before we get to John, and I'm sure John will happily segue out of this.
Okay.
A couple of the guys on YouTube said they want Volvo Amazons.
Oh,
I have a Volvo Amazon. I have a resin printed one. I think I showed it on here a long time ago.
Yeah, you
Since
did.
John showed it. I don't know what that is. Face. I'm gonna put my Google image search.
Yep.
Why is it every time I see one of those in real life, they're always red or that cream color?
Oh, well, that's a P1. Was it a P130 or something?
P1200, P130. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought maybe it was a car people use to deliver packages.
That car is the basis for the 1800 sports car.
Yeah, the P1800. Yeah. It was basically that's right. The underpinnings with a body that you could actually like to look at.
Yes. Is Jim still here?
Wait, let me see if I can share this real quick. Is this sharing? So
here it is.
Okay, so that resin body was made, I want to say like 3 or 4 years ago by who's that one guy on the forums? Not Ivan, but he had a weird name. I can't remember it. Anyway, and then it fit on a SRC Porsche 914 chassis. So
Really?
that resin is out there. I mean, you see part of what's that?
Steve Francis in the UK cast one as well.
Okay. This one was 3D printed in resin and I painted. I'm not very good at painting, but it is out there and available.
Yeah, and I just rest my case. That's that color.
Well, because when you look for that car online, like the prettiest one is in red, I think. So people are like, "Oh, that does look good. Let's go with that." Who wants to go with a factory white, Volvo safety color? No thanks. John Kit, I think you're ready.
Where's Jim? Is Jim still there?
Yeah.
There, Jim.
Yeah. Is that it?
That's it. That's
nice.
Europa.
And for only $1,000 Australian, it's yours.
If he's interested, it's very wide, Jim.
It doesn't quite look. You sure that's a Europa?
Oh, now he's questioning your generosity. Isn't that nice?
The tail looks different.
Look,
BMW.
The BMW.
Oh,
that's a BMW. Sorry,
but I think that's the company.
That's the company. D-Tech. Yeah,
they go out of business or something?
The Europa. Somewhere though, I do have a mold of the Europa. Oh, I know where it is. I entered the Europa in a proxy race several years ago, and I think I know where the mold might be. It's not here. I gave it to a friend, but I will chase it up and see if he's still got it. Just for you, mate.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. Totally.
Yeah, I'll have a look.
Somebody will get the car they've been looking for. I know it's going to happen. John Kit, what was your white whale?
Well, believe it or not, it's the one car I actually don't have in my collection. It's a 1/24th scale, which I'm really not into. Cox Chaparral 2E, but the original 2E with the mag chassis. That's one that I haven't seen at a reasonable price and in reasonable shape. So that's it.
Cool.
You know what? I was expecting something bigger.
Is that the one with the
well, no, I mean I'm kind of spoiled because I kind of eventually make things that I want. Eventually.
Right. Yeah.
Is that the one with the workable spoiler?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And then they had
the spoiler,
yeah.
Seems like I saw one of those on eBay the other day.
Yeah, you'll find them on eBay. They're pretty expensive.
That's exactly why I don't have one.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the car that brought spoilers to Formula One?
Not Formula One. It was a Can-Am car.
Yeah, but I think it
no,
inspired the Formula
spoilers
One
actually.
designers to start. I
The
think it
first
inspired them
spoil-
to start installing wings on Formula One cars.
Yeah, that wasn't until that car was in 1966, I believe, and
Yeah.
spoilers didn't start showing up till like 68 on Formula One cars. I think.
Awesome. Well, I think that concludes our Make-A-Wish Foundation approach for slot cars.
I
Greg,
got one
you
more,
can take
Jeremy.
back over. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
In the same vein, I've also was looking for this one. It's a Lotus 62. It was made by Top Slot and well out of production.
Based on a Europa.
It was, yeah, very vaguely based on a Europa, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you look
And
at the
it
green.
raced 2 or 3 times. It was fast and fragile, so it was definitely a Lotus. I think Jim
Yeah,
Clark.
calling that a Europa is like calling me Tom Cruise.
Well, the windows.
Same height.
Hey, you're short
Same
enough.
height,
I
yeah,
was gonna say
exactly.
that.
The A and B pillars.
Yeah, and there is a company now making a modern version of it, a real car, a modern version of it.
Yeah, the problem with finding your white whale car is then you don't want to drive it, because you've been chasing it for so long. It's gonna be hard.
Nah.
Okay, the normal people.
That's why you get 2 to 3 of them.
That's why you gotta go with the Tony
that's
approach.
Tony's solution. Absolutely. Tony's got it right.
He does have it right. All right, Greg, take back over. That is my segment. I got no more people here.
Open.
I got one.
Go for it.
I'm working on a video and my mind is blank right now because the last 3 or 4 years, to me, there's kind of been a front runner for slot car of the year. So I just want to throw it out. You don't have to go into any great detail why or whatever, but if you could pick slot car of the year for 2025.
That is a tough one.
You asking everybody or just Greg?
He's asking everybody because I don't have an answer.
Scale Electric's Volvo 850 Estate. Nobody's seen it coming, and it's selling like hotcakes.
Not a bad choice.
Like, that's just a weird
Eventually I'll
car
get
that
one.
they're never going to make money on because there's not enough liveries, but I don't know why they did it, but it was fun and goofy.
They already
the
have
British
3
touring car one,
liveries
right?
of it.
It's what?
It's the
They
British
already
touring
have
car
3
one.
liveries.
I think it's
They
a
have a-
Swedish touring car. They had like a special Swedish series, and it's blue and white station
No, it was
wagon.
British.
Was it British?
Definitely.
Yeah.
British touring
Okay.
car series.
BTCC, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but they have 3 liveries of it. They have the race car, they have the police car, and they have a plain one. So they already
Well, they have
have
one
3.
livery. One livery. Nobody's gonna race the police car. Is the hey, I'm showing up with my police car to race.
I think it would be great fun.
Oh, okay. You're an odd duck, Mauer. You're an odd duck.
Yeah, well, that's been said.
Okay.
Is there a challenge?
Go ahead. Anybody else?
850 then?
Any other cars that were released? Anybody else this year that were new and exciting? Because there wasn't much released.
Wasn't there
What the
a new
NSR?
hypercar from somebody?
NSR hypercar? Is that out? No.
No, not the hypercar.
Yeah, that's not it. That didn't count for me because that's not out yet.
No,
Yeah.
somebody else did a hypercar this year. I'm not into
Yeah,
hypercars.
Slotted did the GR010.
Yeah, you couldn't argue that was slot car of the year.
TA7.
No, it's pretty formulaic because it's basically the same chassis that they had in that hypercar looks the same as the Orcas and those.
Yeah. Well, I've got the NSR Lola because it came out this year. It was a long time ago now, but it was a 2025 car. That's one of them I'm thinking about.
Was the NSR C8 this year?
The what? Which one?
The Corvette.
NSR
That was
Corvette.
3 years
yeah.
ago. That was 3 years ago. Or 2 years ago.
The NSR Lola. That was the. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a hard one because there wasn't much released that was new. It was all stuff like with already just new liveries, but not new
nothing
things that
stands
came
out
out.
to me. Maybe I'll just put it in AI and ask him what it is.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Are you doing that?
I'm trying to see what was released this year. I'll let you know if I find anything interesting.
Greg, you gonna let the guys loose on the track all at once sometime in digital?
Good afternoon. The home inspection is scheduled for tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
Okay, Courtney.
Courtney just sold a house. Give him a break.
I already muted you, Courtney. You're fine.
I thought I was muted. I'm sorry.
He only sells houses that have slot car tracks in them. He's very, very focused.
I wish. I wouldn't sell those.
You just closed a house. I saw it on Facebook.
Well, it went under contract. It'll close next month, but yes.
Okay.
What were you saying, Mike?
I was wondering if you're gonna let the guys in the club loose one of these days to race normally.
Oh, like do a long,
a regular race
with fuel and
digital.
stuff. During the earlier in the chat after I did my little thing, I'm like, I wonder how that would work, because it's always more than 6 guys, right? So even if I wanted to have 6 cars on the track, I'd have to figure out a way to do more than 6 guys. So then I'm like, okay, well, just, pre-qualify them in my head or actually let them run a qualifying laps or whatever. And how do I split it up? Do I do mains and stuff? How do I get an overall finishing order from more than 6 cars without putting more than 6 cars on this track? Never mind the controllers I'd have to buy. So
Yeah.
You have oxygen, don't
Did you see Malafama's style?
Yeah.
So that he does short races for qualifying, and then separates them into 2 heats.
Yeah.
But since you have oxygen, why wouldn't you just would you have the driver stations for? Is that what the limitations are?
I would have to. I mean, these guys don't have oxygen controllers, so at the very least, even if I provided all the cars, I would also have to provide all the controllers.
Well,
And
isn't that
then,
the case anyway for your digital?
I mean,
Aren't you doing it right now?
do you go to analog clubs and you are provided all the cars and controllers?
No.
So that's not the case with digital. The only reason it's done at my house is because most of the guys don't race digital, so they don't have digital anything. So it's just like them coming to a slot car place, never having run slot cars. They don't have a digital car or a digital controller. So I provide them.
It's simple enough. Just get 8 more digital controllers for yourself, and
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I mean, the only reason I even have
$1,200, please.
Yeah. Feel free to buy them for me, Dewan. Send them my way. The only reason I even have 6.
You have to set up the gyro stations for each one of those controllers too, right?
They'd be shoulder to shoulder around that little track, yeah. The only reason I even have 6 slotted SCP oxygen controllers is because I've managed to kit out all of my old SCP-1s and 2s with oxygen cartridges and then SCP-3 controllers. If I were to actually buy more controllers for everybody, it would be the ARC controllers, and then everybody would be stuck with just, no adjustments at all, which is probably the way to go. But still, yeah, no, I don't want to do that. So I would have to figure out some way to get all those drivers into a race with all of my cars and controllers. Yeah, some kind of qualifying, some kind of splitting up, some kind of longer race is a potential, but I think I'm more likely to just say, just do a whole separate event that's just digital, and then if people are into digital, then they can get their own stuff.
There's no hope for you resurrecting your digital club?
I'm still trying to get up enough want to do it. Gotta find my round to it and do it. I'm just not.
So we have a contender here for top selling slot car of the year, and it might very well be one of these Carrera Go 1/43rd scale Red Bull Racing RB21, Max Verstappen #1. That might be the top selling slot car of the year in the whole gamut.
And guaranteed that not one person on this show has it.
Yep.
Of course.
True enough.
Or even knew about it.
I prefer the 1/32nd scale
I knew
with
about
myself.
it, but I didn't.
Was the
That's the
Max
132nd one.
Verstappen.
Oh, nice.
were the
Don.
Carrera NASCARs released this year, the newer ones, or was that last year?
Well, this was released this year. The NASCARs, I think, were last year.
Okay.
Yeah, because they had a new batch this year. So the original ones were last year, I think.
All right, see if the tubes
Yeah.
have any ideas.
Racer
And-
Sideways Ferrari.
Skill Auto Cadillac Hypercar.
That's too old.
That's too old. Previous year.
That was last year.
Red Bull F1 Max car. They've already got that. Yep. No other ideas. I guess you're just gonna have to.
Did Jeremy illuminate us with his desires?
Oh yeah, you got any ideas?
Yeah,
Jeremy?
mine. I started with mine. Mine was the Supra, the Tom's Castrol.
Yeah, Castrol.
Oh,
Super.
But even if I ever
Castrol.
get it and pay $600 for it, I'm never gonna race it then. So it's like I'm screwed.
Yeah.
I'm screwed.
Two of them. Come on, get two of them.
My kids need to go to college. I can't buy two of them.
Get two of them.
They're investments.
No, they are not. No. When I
Those
pass away,
kids
they
do
go
not
out.
need
Yeah. Sell them off for a profit.
All right. Well, I'm going to end the stream. As a reminder, the next 2 weeks are right on holiday days. So next week's is Christmas Eve day, and the following week is New Year's Eve. So we're going to chat, but we're not going to broadcast. So if you still want to come in and hang out with these idiots, come on in and hang out during the normal time. Next week is the late show. The week after that is the early show again. But the next 2 weeks will not be broadcast on YouTube.
So
we'll
that's
just
like an
all-
extended. That's like an extended version of the green room afterwards. It's you don't want to miss that.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, these guys will be talking for another 3 or 4 hours after this. But yeah, next week, not broadcast. Wave bye. I'm ending the stream.
Happy
Bye.
holidays,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Happy
Happy
holidays.
Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah.
Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah.